Alien is an absolute classic and arguably one of the best horror movies of all time. It's tense, claustrophobic and very suspenseful. The characters are likeable, the runtime packed with memorable moments, and there's lots of thematic weight to this one too. If you finish watching this one and are looking for alternate picks, we've combed through the archives and saved you the hassle with our top 10 picks that aren't spin-offs or set in the same universe. As always, let us know your favourites in the comments and which of these you've watched. So without further ado, let's start the countdown. Europa Report is a sci-fi flick that recounts the fictional story of the first crewed mission to Europa, one of the moons of Jupiter. The crew of astronauts undertake this treacherous task in a search for possible alien life, but what they encounter shocks everyone to their core. While Europa Report is less of a horror and more of a suspenseful thriller, it shares Alien's concept of a crew in a confined spacecraft, that overwhelming sense of isolation, and the thirst to search for alien life. Both films build a suspenseful atmosphere, illustrating the dangers of space exploration and unknown environments. In pitch black, a spacecraft crash lands on a sun-scorched planet. The surviving crew members find themselves in a world of darkness, hunted by alien predators that only come out in the dark. Among the survivors is dangerous convict Riddick, played by Vin Diesel, who turns out to be their best hope for survival. Both films feature crews stranded in hostile environments facing murderous alien creatures. Furthermore, the use of the dark and the unseen builds in their respective suspense and horror, along with a strong central protagonist who emerges as a leader. Pitch Black is well worth your time. Event Horizon is a film of two halves, and perhaps the second isn't quite as strong as the first. However, there's undoubtedly a lot of tension and suspense in this film, and it's an absolute blast to watch. If you haven't seen this already, you absolutely should. Oh, and it also has the most accurate depiction of humans reacting to a hostile situation in a horror film too. The story itself centres on a rescue crew investigating a spaceship that disappeared into a black hole and has now returned with something new on board. As the rescue team explores the ship, they experience strange and horrific phenomena. We won't spoil anything more, but this one is an absolute must watch. Predator is an 80s classic and centres on an elite military rescue team sent to the jungles of Central America on a mission. However, that mission goes horribly wrong when they encounter an advanced alien creature that starts hunting them for sport. Both Alien and Predator feature a deadly creature hunting a group of professionals in a confined and isolated location, that being a spacecraft in Alien and a jungle in Predator. Each film balances action and horror as a group tries to survive and defeat the creature. Oh, and there's even a crossover film too in Alien v Predator, although for obvious reasons that's not on this list. Nonetheless, Predator is another must watch. The Thing is a sci-fi action horror directed by John Carpenter. It follows a group of American researchers in Antarctica who encounter an extraterrestrial life form that assimilates, then imitates, other organisms. As a result of this, the group become consumed with paranoia when they realise they can't determine who among them is still human and who is the Thing. Both films feature a confined setting with a group of people facing a dangerous and stealthy alien that stalks its victims. The sense of paranoia and suspense, not to mention the gruesome transformations and struggle for survival, are common themes in both, making this another one you should absolutely add to your watch list. Life follows a team of scientists aboard the International Space Station as they discover and study a sample from Mars that turns out to be the first proof of extraterrestrial life. However, the life form itself proves more intelligent and dangerous than they ever could have imagined, jeopardizing the entire mission. Like Alien, Life features a crew in space forced to deal with an alien life form that turns hostile. The central premise of isolation, alongside the tension and horror of an extraterrestrial threat, are common elements in both, and although the plotting is nowhere near as good as Alien, it's still a pretty solid watch all the same. The Abyss centres on a civilian diving team tasked with searching for a lost nuclear submarine. Deep in the ocean, they encounter a mysterious and beautiful alien species. The film's real standout element though comes from depicting the struggle of the crew, as they're forced to survive the deep ocean and its unknown elements. While the alien is a hostile creature and the extraterrestrials in the Abyss are more peaceful, both films share that idea of isolation and encountering unknown alien life. If that wasn't enough, both films explore how humans react and interact with alien beings. Pandorum centres on 2 astronauts who wake up in a large spacecraft with no memory of who they are or what their mission is. As they explore the ship, they find that they are not alone, and the ship's new inhabitants are most certainly not friendly. Pandorum, like Alien, really revels in that sense of claustrophobic dread, and the horror of being trapped in space with a less than pleasant entity. Both movies slowly unveil the mystery of the creatures and the protagonist's situation, making for a very tense and suspenseful watch you should absolutely add to your watch list. The Descent is a fantastic horror about a group of friends who go on a caving expedition and become trapped. They soon discover they're not alone as they are hunted by flesh-eating humanoids. What The Descent lacks in outright spooks and crazy gore, it more than makes up for with great use of its camera work to heighten that feel of claustrophobia. Honestly, if anyone has a fear of tight spaces, this film will absolutely exploit that. Both films also feature strong female characters who must fight for their survival, alongside a rising wave of growing sense of dread and terror. Maybe Jaws deserves to top this list, maybe it doesn't. Jaws is the king of all animal horror films and actually shares a good deal in common with Alien. The film centres on Cape Cod, where a killer shark unleashes chaos on a beach community. As a result, it's up to a local sheriff, a marine biologist and an old seafarer to hunt the beast down, and predictably they're going to need a bigger boat when tackling this behemoth. Like Alien, Jaws plays on the horror you can't see, with many shots panning around the ocean and making use of a masterful score to really ratchet up the tension. Jaws broke down barriers for other films when it released in 1975 and paved the way for others to follow, including, of course, Alien itself. So there we have it, our top 10 alternatives to check out when you finish watching Alien. So what did you think of our picks? Did one of your favourites make the list? Have we missed one off that you think should definitely be on here? Either way, let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Smash a like or subscribe to the channel, your support is very much appreciated. I'm Greg Wheeler, and from all of us over here at The Review Geek, we'll see you on the next video.